Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Normally we'd be getting ready to congratulate the Red Zone winner and pick a new artist to be our MVP and all that, but no.
Now, this is
the Steelers are now in Baltimore. Ravens have been moved to tomorrow at 12:40 our time, 3:40 East Coast.
We picked a hell of a year to give the benefit, the prize, one of the prizes to somebody that they get to play their song starting Tuesday morning at 8:20, because I could foresee this being the case from here on out, where we're going to have games on Wednesdays. We're going to have games on Tuesdays. I think next week we already have a game on Tuesday. I think one of the teams that are playing tomorrow.
Yeah, because of COVID.
I think it's the Baltimore Ravens. I think they play the Cowboys next Tuesday. Not
Dallas at Baltimore Tuesday.
Yeah.
5:00.
So now we have this situation.
2 Monday night games next week, or this upcoming week, I should say. Washington at Pittsburgh. And because Pittsburgh is playing on a Wednesday night, that's a short week turnaround. At least they get the Monday. And then Buffalo at San Francisco. And how about the news about San Francisco? Can't even play in their own stadium. Did you hear about this? Scott's been talking about it. They can't play. Santa Clara's got locked down. They can't do any sports. So they literally have to move all their games. And Arizona's being nice, saying, yeah, you're in our division. Come on up. Or come on over. Come on down and over. Whatever it is.
Now,
and you can play at our stadium. For the next 2 weeks.
Both teams are in third and fourth place in what is arguably the best conference in professional football. Now, chances are that conference is going to put 2, possibly 3 teams in the playoffs. Now, the Arizona Cardinals are starting to falter a little bit, while San Francisco, you saw what they did to the Rams on Sunday. Nobody expected that, especially with Nick Mullins under center. And I believe they play one more time, and they have to play in Arizona. I think they play maybe the last week of the season. I'm not entirely sure of that.
Well, here's the deal.
Whose game is it, a home game?
Are you talking about week 21? No,
I'm talking about week 17.
17 would be the final week. Sorry, my bad.
I'm talking about week 17.
Arizona they're at the Rams.
Oh, okay. So then it's week 16.
So San Francisco, is that a home game or a away game for them? I guess
it doesn't matter.
It's a home game. They're on the road. Where are they at in week 17?
So this actually works into the favor of the Niners if they want to try to get a backdoor entry into the playoffs, because they will have familiarized themselves with the surroundings for 2 games prior to having to play what could come to a play-in game to get in the playoffs for the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals.
You know who plays the 49ers on their last home game? Or, I'm sorry.
The Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Yeah.
In
Which
Arizona.
I think by that time, given the Seahawks schedule,
what?
That they'll have the conference wrapped up. And
it won't even matter.
Depending on seeding situations and what the Packers are able to do.
Well, they didn't look very good last night.
You know,
the offense looked terrible. But
that's not true. Offense looked fine.
No, it did not. The offensive line was pathetic.
They did what they needed.
Russell Wilson looked like he was sweating, like he was hungover. It was his birthday on Sunday. I'm convinced they all went out and got too drunk.
This is a guy that is only speaking to this because he got waxed in fantasy because he took every single Seahawk that he possibly could in the draft, and it did not play out the way he wanted to.
I took 3 Seahawks. I took Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, and Tyler Lockett.
Philadelphia's got a strong run defense. And, they didn't.
The run defense wasn't the problem.
They didn't need to do much.
You missed it.
To win.
It wasn't the run defense. It was how many times Russell Wilson got sacked, how many times that he never had time. He had like a second, and they were through the offensive line. It's terrible.
Realize the run defense is also the
same. And
then
he didn't look very good. He wasn't able to get away.
Those are the same people that rushed the quarterback. You understand that, right? They did what they needed to do to win.
Yeah, but it's not about the rush defense. It's about the pass defense, and they kicked our ass last night. But we ended up getting a win. We ended up getting a win.
Had the game in hand. They didn't get their ass kicked. Quit looking at it like a fantasy guy and look at it like a realist, okay?
Worst fantasy output the Seahawks have put out all year. And if you play fantasy football, and if you don't have DK Metcalf, even if you have DK Metcalf, you're like, yeah, this wasn't as good as a lot of his other games.
They had that game in hand. They did what they needed to do to win. They knew that their defense was going to murder Carson Wentz, which is what happened, and they did what they needed to do.
Eagles fans are pissed. They're hammering, apparently this morning in the papers, social media, on the radio in Philadelphia about how piss poor their team is. Let's see what else is happening. Will Fuller of the Houston Texans, other NFL news, was suspended for 6 games for violating the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing substances. What does that mean? I don't know. Substances.
I don't know what a substance is.
I said substances. All right, so the SwiftNet Communications poll question online at KZOZ.com. What do you think happened to the monolith? Did you add the human owner took it back?
It was part of it.
Oh, okay. All right. The government took it. The Vandals stole it. The aliens came back. What is a monolith? Those are the options in the poll. Where is this? Where are the results at here? Looks like the government took it. It's got 40%.
Ooh, do you need to wear glasses?
Yeah, I do. I can't.
You had to
barely
really
read
lean
this.
in on that one.
Yeah. Well, it's very small print when I hover over it. Vandals stole it 20%. Aliens 20%. And what's a monolith? 20%. So, do you think people really don't know what a monolith is when they click on that, or do you think they're just trying to be smart asses like Cameron?
Well, Cameron, is that what you answered?
The human owner took it back. That's what I answered.
Yeah.
No, that's not even an option.
What? Yeah, it is. I just clicked it.
Oh, well, maybe I have to refresh. You just now clicked it? You just now voted?
Yes.
And you threw off all the results of the actual.
Yeah, and now I've got to redo everything. All right, 16% of people say the human owner.
No, I'm creating content, man.
There was no tire tracks. How did they do it?
This is why I feel like I don't like. I know that leading the charge right now is government. That people think the government came in and took it to study it or whatever. This is what tells me that they didn't. Okay, government is a bunch of bumbling idiots. Okay, you don't think that they're not going to leave any tracks whatsoever when they did
you're going to offend people for calling the government a bunch of idiots.
And
the government is a bunch of idiots. I'll double down on this one.
Just look how
why do we
profitable
vote for these
Amtrak has been for the last 20 years, okay?
Why do we keep voting the same people in then?
Look how profitable, two things. The Amtrak and the United States Postal Service. Have they turned a profit in the last 20 years, or are taxpayer dollars paying for it? That tells me that they're bumbling idiots. Did you notice that the picture now of the area in which the monolith was, there's just a stack of rocks there?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier.
Yeah. That is like, I'm just reiterating for people that may be now just joining the conversation. That stack of rocks is placed very strategically. It's almost as a way of saying, from the aliens, they're saying, thank you. Thank you for letting us park our monolith here for however long it was for you bumbling idiots to find it. You people in the green suits to find it while you're looking for sheep in your helicopter. I mean, it was almost like a way of saying, you've caught us. We'll be back. Take off with this monolith. I tell you, I don't believe in aliens, but crap like this makes me believe. I'm sorry. Like, way more. That's way more evidence than we've ever gotten on Bigfoot, than we've ever gotten.
No, you sound like an idiot. Stop.
I mean, that is a lot of evidence.
We don't even know what that is.
It's almost like they came here and
you're believing in aliens. You don't even know that's from an alien.
The aliens came here and said, we'll leave you this stack of rocks, and thanks for pretending to land on the moon in 1969. Moon travel. That's for rookies. Come on. We're traveling to other deserts and just dropping pieces of metal for research purposes.
Bill writes in, he says that he believes there's a monolith in Croatia. I don't know about that, but we did talk about earlier the fact there is one in Romania.
Yes. So they're visiting many places of the globe. I'm telling you, this is a big Facebook group, and all they do is build monoliths and plant them all over the planet. It's hard to just drop one in the middle of nowhere. Now, Romania...
Not if you know what you're doing.
Romania, it's under some power lines. There was another picture that was circulating yesterday of one that's in a park in Seattle, but Seattle is weird like that.
Oh, see, this is a copycat monolith, then. Yeah. These aren't aliens.
Yeah, I think that's what I think it is. I think one dude put up an art installation, and now everyone is copying it.
Or one was from the aliens, and now everybody's copying.
How are you going to get that out to where that was in Utah, though? That was in a very remote place.
Helicopter or truck.
Okay, helicopter. No tire tracks.
Well, they can't. There's ways to get rid of tire tracks. I mean, you take the branch, and haven't you ever seen any TV shows or movies? You
In
take
a
the branch,
huge-ass
you
desert
bring a
in a
branch
canyon?
from the forest out to the desert so you can sweep it.
What are you going to do that for 17 miles in a desert? I mean, come on.
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, that's what it had to be dropped and picked up. And if it was a helicopter, then you know what?
You know what I like about this conversation is it's much like the coronavirus, except for we're not going to piss anybody off, except for Sasquatch and alien.
You can't politicize a monolith.
conspiracists.
You can't politicize a monolith.
And you can't be political.
You can politicize a pandemic. You can politicize safety through face masks. You can politicize politics, but you can't politicize a big piece of metal in the desert.
I don't know. Weak. I don't know.
Last night I was trying to listen to some podcasts while I was working on my computer, and I have these corded headphones, but then I was working on something that was manual, so I was having to go and grab like some papers over here and all that stuff, and I kept having to pause the podcast, put my headphones down, come back, grab some of my supplies, and then to go back to work, and then I'd have to throw some stuff away, then I'd have to pause the podcast. I'm like, God, I got to get some cordless headphones in it, but I think it was the 30th. It was, man, the first day of December snuck up, didn't it?
Well, what the hell you been doing all week? I mean, you didn't go anywhere for Thanksgiving. You had Black Friday. You had all week. Black Friday stuff started in November.
When you
could
have
been on top of this a long
kids,
time ago.
man, when you have kids.
You and your kids.
And
Everybody has kids.
Wednesday,
Everybody has kids.
You don't have kids.
Well, no, I
you have
don't.
a dog you can leave at home by itself.
No, I can't. He's like a kid.
Wednesday,
my wife makes sure of it.
Wednesday
Just like
is
baby.
when I went and shopped for the supplies. Then the fervor of the weekend, family visiting. You know, all the
Who visited you?
eating the turkeys. The mother,
You mean
my mother-in-law. And
when you went
father.
over to your sister-in-law's house who made Thanksgiving, you didn't have to do anything but show up with a salad?
No, we made mac and cheese.
Oh, sorry, mac and cheese. Something you make every other day?
Mac and cheese. And
I'm not buying your excuses,
No,
man.
that's not true. That's not true.
Save your sorries
It was
for
mac and
somebody
cheese
else.
and a charcuterie plate and 2 bottles of wine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where did you buy the charcuterie plate at?
That was my wife's doing, probably a mixture of salumis that you would get at Trader Joe's, I imagine.
Yeah, you can make a nice charcuterie plate from there. 805-543-3693. What did you buy yourself? We get Kathy wrote in. Kathy bought herself a new car.
I want to go to Staples right now. Really? Paso Robles Ford?
No, it was a BMW.
She could have got it at Paso Robles Ford. I mean, they have, certified used cars there.
Yeah, they do. They do. They probably have
certified pre-owned is what they like to say, right? New car. That's really,
anybody being a new car?
No,
probably not.
Nobody's being a new
But I mean, it's probably because the deal was right? That's why we talk about it all the time with Paso Ford. Like, this is the time if you're going to do it. There's a lot of times you can't afford something new. The reason I got my little Garmin thing was because the price was right. I would have never paid the full price for it. I got lucky that I got it at 50% off.
Just so you can pretend to find dead bodies in the.
No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just saying that you can use it to find dead bodies, but
a lot of money to spend to pretend to find dead bodies.
Can you use it to scan for Bigfoot?
If he's under the water.
What if he is? What if we've been looking in the wrong place?
COVID conservative says only guys who don't know how to fish need that much technology.
Oh, wow. Look at you. It's not COVID conservative taking shots.
Yeah. I think you just got bodied.
Yeah, you did. Just get bodied.
All the best and professional fishermen have this kind of equipment on their rigs. Well, a lot more of it than I do.
Aren't they cheaters, though? I mean,
they're not cheaters. This is what they do professionally. This is how you find the fish. You could sit there and try to and have days where you don't catch anything, or you can use something like this to go find the fish, and then you're on them, and then you can catch them, and then you have a much better day. Let's see here. $2,500 and flashlights. Now, Snowflake Plumber, are you saying that you spent $2,500 on flashlights?
Hey, if the deal was good,
or are you just saying $2,500 and flashlights?
One $2,500 flashlight.
That's a hell of a flashlight. You better be able to pick a monolith off on the horizon with that one.
It's a handheld spotlight.
I've watched some channels where people can spend some money on flashlights. I saw one flashlight
I believe it.
that he put it up to some grass on the ground and it started the grass on fire. I'm like, well, I don't know if is that counterproductive. You don't want to go camping and set the forest on fire. But it was a very bright flashlight. 805-543-3693. You can call or text in and let us know what you bought yourself on Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
I love it. You guys are just buying yourselves. It's like all huge ticket items. I was talking about buying some headphones that are like $20.
Well, I mean, this is when you buy the big ticket items, is when they have them marked way down. Because typically, they're twice what you paid for them.
Jesus.
Like I said, I would have never paid full price for this Garmin thing, but I mean, it was
Hey,
the price was right.
You know what? Whatever floats you, or whatever makes you feel festive at the end of the day.
It does. It's every year. I mean, last year I bought myself a brand new 75-inch TV from Costco.
Jeez. But that's for the family, right?
And the year before that, I bought a sound bar.
That's for the family, right?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, it's so the dog can chill out.
I would make
Watch.
the argument that the fish finder also for the family, except for you throw the fish back in the water.
You sound like my great grandma, who's 84 years old. I just don't understand why he throws all the fish back. I'd be eating that.
I don't understand it. Like, fish is delicious, okay? It's a great, and then you here you pay all this money for in fees.
It's a sport.
Be able to drop off the boat at the boat launch, and then the permits, and then the license, and all that stuff. I would be taking it all. You guys are like, yeah, throw it back in the water.
I keep all my ocean fish. I just don't. I let the. You got to keep the population going. You want those fish to continue to thrive for generations to catch.
You know what happens is if you thin the population of the fish, then you just end up with the bigger, better fish, right?
That's not how it works.
You want to be able to catch many fish. You don't want to catch the best. You just want to catch.
Oh no, I want to catch the biggest. That's always my goal. It's never the number. I've caught a lot of fish in my life. I want to catch the big ones.
Do you really think? What? Don't they give you a limit?
The ones
though?
I put on Instagram.
Don't they give you a limit that you can take home?
I have no idea what that is because I don't ever.
God,
I never keep any.
Ridiculous.
I never keep any.
You buy a license every year, and they say, okay, this is how many you can catch when you go out, and they got to be a certain length and all that stuff. And you're like, well, whatever. I don't need to know that information.
Yeah. Because I can catch as many as I want as long as I let them go.
Do you not like the way fish taste?
I love the way fish taste.
What about the lake fish that you catch? What are they called?
Bass.
Largemouth. Yeah.
Smallmouth.
You don't like the way those taste?
I do, actually. Yeah, I've had it before. But it's just,
Isn't it good in fish tacos?
I'm not going to eat that many, so let it go.
I mean,
like I said, I do it for
talking
the
about your
sport.
wife's gluten issues. I mean, there's no gluten in fish, from what I understand.
There's no gluten in a lot of things. The only thing that has gluten in is stuff that is wheat.
I mean, I would be like, hey, I'd come home. You would be like the Jesus of your family. You coming home with all this fish, and you'd be like, hey, no gluten here.
Yeah,
and
public service though. Mike wrote in. Mike says, yeah, there is a warning right now at Lopez. You can't eat the fish. There's a high mercury poisoning in the fish, or high mercury levels, which could cause mercury poisoning.
At Lopez?
At Lopez. Yeah, that was right before Thanksgiving.
So then what are people doing? They're just doing like you do, and they're just going.
They just do like me do.
They're not even feeding their families?
Like me do.
They're just going out there with all this technology that they spend all this money on and licenses and wasting that time out on a boat. I mean, do something productive if they're going to fish for
Well,
God's sake.
sometimes you fish tournaments, you win money. You win boats.
When's the last time you fished a tournament?
It's been a little while. Okay. I'm getting